You may have already seen on your social media stories on, say, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace, whatever you kids are on nowadays. Boomer here. That Bryce Hall, a famous TikToker who is, I think, in his early 20s, is known for partying a lot. Good for him. But other people aren't as happy about his parties in recent times, considering, Corona and all that. The virus that is forcing people in their homes where they can't interact with anyone apart from their family members who they're stuck inside the house with for the quarantine for however long it goes, for months at a time, with the constant threat of death around every corner. With many people losing loved ones, focus on the whole, staying in quarantine and 6 feet apart from everyone, to stop the spread of the coronavirus. And this man decides to throw countless parties while people can't go to work and lose their jobs. This teenager is throwing parties where it goes without saying anyone going to any of these parties whatsoever is staying 6 feet apart and wearing a mask. None of them are doing any of the safety precautions that everyone should be practicing just on normal day-to-day, let alone at a party, packed in, sweating, fucking grinding, sharing their sweat and liquids. Oh, yeah, it's not a good environment to, kill the virus and quarantine it so it can't spread anymore. It's more like a virus's dream, actually. And obviously, as you can guess already, all of these idiots are getting coronavirus left, right and centre, which they obviously don't care about, which is weird because, I guess they're not going to die because they're young, they can fight off the disease and all that. But if they thought for 2 fucking seconds about it, then they would realise that their parents and their grandparents are susceptible, will obviously get infected and they can die. It honestly doesn't take a genius to work that one out, Chief. So yeah, everyone who aren't going to the parties are getting really pissed off. So literally everyone else, which is understandable. So that means neighbours, well, basically everyone has been reporting him to the police and the mayor, which is pretty serious to, be reported to the mayor and the police as well, I guess. So it's pretty serious. You can tell he's definitely pissing people off. And it turns out the mayor actually took action, surprisingly, like who would have thought, resulting in Bryce Hall not having any water anymore and power to one of his few properties, because he does have a few, and that's the main property where he had most of his parties, I believe. But I swear Americans just buy water anyway, so don't really get the point of cutting off his water. Like, you can just go buy some, duh. So I believe the mayor, Eric Garcetti, I think, put forward the cancellation of Bryce Hall's power and water on Wednesday. He said, quote, "This house has turned into a nightclub in the hills, hosting large gatherings in flagrant," I don't know what that is, "violation of our public health orders," quote. He also made a tweet saying these parties can spread the virus. At first I was like, why is he even saying that? He's just stating the obvious here. Of course the coronavirus, a virus, is gonna spread when other people who have it are close to other people. Like, that's just common sense. Put two and two together. And I just thought, he's stating the obvious, being a dumbass. But when you think about it, who are going to be defending Bryce Hall? Yeah, those 10-year-old retards that used to watch Jake Paul, that don't understand anything that's going on. They're just like, oh, summer holiday, woo, get more holidays, boom. So I guess that makes it a bit more validated, I guess, when you think about who he's actually going to talk to here. Seems like Garcetti is kind of setting an example on Bryce Hall, and also Noah Beck and Blake Gray, who also live in the house. I guess they're other TikTokers as well. They all pay for the house together, I guess. So they're all living with him, and they've all been shut off with water and electric as well. This was one of the first party houses to get shut down, I guess. They are first because they were supposedly fighting back to like all the warnings the mayor were giving them about the parties. So they did get a warning, and they just chose not to care, really. That makes sense. But really, I thought Jake Paul would be the first one to get shut down, honestly. He's been having quite a lot of parties, and he doesn't care at all. He's even been in hot water with the FBI and shit because of his manager. So yeah, I thought Jake Paul for sure would have been shut down, but it seems like Jake Paul's still up and running. I think he throws less parties, so that's probably why he's not in as much of trouble as Bryce Hall here. But yeah, I think if Jake throws any more parties, he's definitely gonna see some sort of repercussion because of that. Now, what I personally think, what Bryce Hall is doing is very disrespectful in my opinion, and I'm surprised actually that I know they're LA idiots, but I'm still surprised that they're actually going to these parties and can't just think, hey, let me lay off the parties for a couple months. Hey, maybe even stop this fucking LA lifestyle and get my life together, maybe. But that's just me personally. I live in quarantine normally, like in my own day to day. Like it's similar to how I lived before the quarantine because we're still in it. So I see no problem with staying inside for a couple months. But I guess the LA scene is very party orientated. So yeah, I guess it's whatever, man. A bit of fresh air goes a long way, But I think LA doesn't really have fresh air, so I guess they can't even do that. But yeah, this whole situation is a bit random. LA parties, they always happen. I don't think you really LA parties always happen. I don't really think you're gonna stop them in any way. Like the people who are going to them are just gonna go to a different one, and they're just gonna, I don't know, rent Airbnbs and shit until the coronavirus is over. So I mean, it's good that the mayor is actually standing up to them and doing something about it. But do I think it's gonna really stop much in the grand scheme of things? No, I don't really think so. But that's just my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Tell all your friends about my channel, because we're here to stay, baby. Please like, subscribe, comment. Any improvements on the video you'd like to see. Any criticism is greatly appreciated from me. So thank you for watching. If you watched to the end, you're a real one. Thank you so much, and goodbye. Peace out.